Martinez?
Elena Martinez, District 4. I watched the news coverage last night, as I'm sure most of you did, regarding the cronyism and favoritism in the hiring practices within city government. Anyone who knows me knows I do my research, and my research is thorough. To that end, I went to compare Mr. Zanoni's claim that all applicable procedures are followed for the hiring of all positions at the city with the human resources policies that are linked on the city's public website. Imagine my surprise when every single link to the Human Resources Policy Manual gave either a 404 unable to redirect error or brought me back to the city's homepage. I'm sure some of you remember my comments regarding the lack of transparency in the city, and this is just another example of the pattern of behavior that I warned against. Why are we spending $250,000 on recruitment when all of the jobs go to unqualified friends of the city manager? Why even take the time to write qualifications if they are going to be ignored and thrown out the window as long as you're friends with Mr. Zanoni? It's a waste of time, it's insulting to the citizens, and it's disrespectful to the staff who took the time to write up a job posting. Not to mention the staff who now have to work under someone with fewer qualifications than they likely have. How much time do employees spend fixing their supervisor's mistakes and picking up the slack with no additional pay or gratitude? I went to school, I got a degree, I'm working on professional certifications, I participate in continuing professional education, and I'm working on going back for a master's degree. Why didn't anyone tell me I could skip all of that and just make friends with a city manager? I know I've spent most of my time questioning Mr. Zanoni's hiring practices as he sets the tone for the city. But I want to also state that this is the job of the mayor and city council to hold him accountable and make sure he isn't able to enact so much favoritism. I know that about half of you were not on the council during the last 5 years of his tenure. But for those of you who were, are you regretting that raise you gave him? Because by allowing his behavior to continue unchecked, you are co-signing it and indicating that it is okay with you. Mr. Zanoni isn't the only person whose behavior is concerning and sometimes belittling to citizens who don't agree with you. Dr. Isabel Araiza has been coming to the City Council and making public comment for over a decade. And yet, no matter how many times she introduces herself as Dr. Araiza, the mayor continues to address her as Miss Araiza. If I came up here and addressed her as Miss Guajardo, Mr. Miles Risley would stop me and mid-sentence to inform me of the rules of decorum. Not to mention the double standards on full display when Dr. Araiza asked people to stand if they were against the desalination project. The rules of decorum have been applied unevenly and weaponized against concerned citizens. If it's only a rule for some, it is not a real rule, and the citizens have no obligation to comply. I have so much more to say, but I'm out of time. Just know, if you say something after I sit down, I will do my research and I will come back and respond.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Martinez. And for the record, whatever name you write, when you fill out, you want to speak, that is the name that will be read. I don't go off of the script. So if you'd like to be called by your designation, a doctor, whatever it may be, make sure you put that little DR before your name, and that is exactly how I will read it.